Hey y'all! Welcome to week 5 of Abundance Mindset Protocol. We are focusing on the water element today. Not today, Monday. It's today for me. But exciting times. Water element's probably one of my favorite. Hey, look, my nails are blue like water. Really exciting stuff, and a big one, right? Like huge in terms of that, like earthy, grounding kind of like let's make some happen. Our water element is a big piece of our abundance mindset. Let's go into why. First off, I do want to share I faced fear today. I drove by myself to Bears Lake, which is about 10 minutes on highway traffic, etc., from our place to a meeting that I had to go to all by myself. Big deal, man. Really big deal for me. So, yay, I'm going along with the group, faced a big fear. Hadn't done it. I just got my driver's license on July 11th, so not making a whole lot of solo trips yet, and this is my first big one. Big girl pants, independence. All right, so back to the water element. We are 75% water, so it is natural that this element is going to be a huge component to our whole mindset around abundance. Also, too, just to bring it up, because it's such a busy time astrologically right now, we've got lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, we've got full moon, new moon all happening, and a Lion's Gate all happening. It's a busy month, August, at the time of Leo. So why do we honor, and why have ancient people honored the moon for so long? And a big part of it is that water element. Why are we so called to do so? We are 75% water. So, as we know, the moon kind of moves the water and with our tides and everything on Earth. So naturally we're going to feel that pull. And it's a very feminine energy. So, full moons and any sort of lunar love or ritual that you are doing is really honoring that part of you, that feminine energy, which shows up in a lot of different ways. So let's talk about that. So the water element is a feminine element. It is associated with the season winter. It, of course, is a liquid. It's also associated with our sacral chakra, because as we are going to be talking about, is heavy duty creativity and emotional center based, our water element. So all around our sacral chakra. Also, if you practice with the archangels, Archangel Gabriel is our water association. So as I was saying, our water element is really all about our creative side, our emotional side, our imagination, our intuition. It's manifested in our lives through our artistic expression, through pondering spirituality, theology, all the creative process of life, meanings, our sexuality, the actual act of creation. So, there's a lot to water. Like I said, 75% of our bodies, right? So when we look at abundance and the idea of creating our reality, water plays a huge role. Not only because we're made up mostly of water, but also because it's really centered around our thoughts and our feelings and our words and our behavior. And that's what creates our reality. So in order to become conscious creators of our reality, we really have to tap into that water element, because it has to do with our emotions. We are feeling beings. Humans are dictated by our feelings. I mean, we don't want to be dictated by them. That's not necessarily the healthiest way to live through our emotions. However, it is a big, huge part of us, and we would be silly to deny that. So bringing that component in, and really when we think about it too, like water is necessary, right? Like we can't live without water. We can only go like 3 or 4 days without water. I think like the maximum somebody's recorded is like 8 or 9. And if that, there's like some special circumstances going on there. So, it corresponds to life, to death, to rebirth. When we look at ritual, we look at magic, we look at why do we use water as an act of cleansing, right? We cleanse our bodies every day. So even if you wanted to bring in a water ritual in your life every day, the act of bathing, even in your morning shower, you can really that's a great place to start consciously creating your day. So you're in there, you're getting clean, you're washed up, you have a moment, you're just sort of like, okay, so today, what am I going to bring in? I want to bring in positivity. I want to bring in hope. I want to bring in creative energy. What's that going to look like? So, okay, so maybe I have a meeting at 9:30. What am I going to bring to that meeting? How's that going to go? Build it, visualize it, using our imagination, using our thoughts, using our emotions. We have the power to do that. Perfect example. Let's say, you wake up, kind of feel shitty, you're kind of cranky, you wake up, you stub your toe, you spill your coffee, and you're like, oh, well, I guess it's just going to be one of those fucking days. Sorry for swearing, but I'm not sorry. So then you just say that out loud, and then it's one of those days. So really, that small example is really just showing us exactly how our words, our thoughts, absolutely meant our feelings of, oh, it's so unfair, my coffee just spilled and I stubbed my toe and it hurts, and those feelings become our reality. So it's very important in our abundance mindset to look at what we are avoiding in that scenario. So before I keep going into that, well, actually, this will take me right there. So what are we avoiding in our water element? What thoughts or emotions are we avoiding? What triggers keep happening that we're not looking at the actual emotional response, right? So let's say you're driving and you get triggered by traffic all the time. You have traffic rage, right? Or even things like guilt. If you're feeling consistently guilty about a specific thing that happens and you have that emotional reaction of guilt, what is there that's happening? Because if you think that those types of things, you're like, how does traffic rage block my abundance? I'm here to tell you, it just does. No, but to actually explain it, it's, maybe that person who just cut you off, maybe their father's dying in the hospital. They gotta get there, or maybe their wife is having a baby, and they've got to get to the hospital. Or maybe they cut you off, and that made you 5 minutes slower, so you avoid that accident. That's abundance. That is helping and contributing and being a part of the cycle of life. And if you resist that with your anger, which is just sadness, right? Like sadness is the root of anger. If we resist that, then block. Look at my hand, black, right? That's how it contributes to your abundance mindset. So even something like the act of creation, like I was saying, even sex, anything, any issues or blocks or shame or guilt that you have stored in that sacral area around sex, around your sensuality, those are huge abundance blocks, because it blocks your ability to experience joy, to receive pleasure of any kind. And I don't mean just sexually. I mean like to receive beauty, to look at a sunset and be lost in that moment and look at the colors and just see God and abundance in that moment, because you're alive and you're there and you're experiencing it. And that is joy. So when we have those kinds of blocks hidden in our sacral chakra, and that looks a lot like, self-acceptance, that looks a lot like self-love, that looks a lot like, again, like it's the empowerment, right? Like we're moving up closer to our solar plexus chakra. So it's a lot of emotional empowerment, our feminine power, right? Really harnessing that for both women and men, right? This is regardless of your gender. We all have a balance of both. So really allowing your feminine part to come, right? And so maybe we have a hard time holding down intimate relationships, or maybe we have a hard time, maybe even during sex, we disassociate, right? Like there's so many different ways that can show up for you. So in the reflection questions, there'll be some kind of tough ones. And, if you don't feel comfortable answering them, take that as a sign that there's a block there. Right? Just to go from what Nicola said, she was really happy and surprised at how positive her answers were last time. That's fucking awesome. And that's letting you know that you've done a lot of the work in those areas. Stuff that's hard for you, stuff that's scary, stuff that brings up like, I can't believe you just asked me that. That's where your blocks are. Those, watch for those reactions, right? That's that shame. That's that emotional guilt. That's all of those things. That's that resistance. So pay attention to it. It's your body's telling you something, right? Your heart, your mind, everybody's communicating with you there. So trust that. Allow it to come up. It's happening for a reason. And you found this program for a reason because you are ready to let that stuff go. This is your water element working through you. And of course, I'm sure you must have, if anybody's ever experienced any sort of energetic healing or Reiki, yoga, any of those things, everybody will tell you, drink a lot of water, right? Drink a lot of water. So that's allowing you to flush that energy. So guys, water element is like one of the most foundational building blocks of our abundance. It's not the only one that's important, of course. They all work together, but it's a huge one. So that provides that empowerment, stability, that creative flow of things happening. So we're going to talk a lot about that this week. Coach, once you go through those reflection questions, really look at what were those blocks, what were the stuff that you were hesitant about. So let that come up, because I'm gonna be taking over and coming in and doing the coaching from the get-go this time around. So this stuff's my specialty. I love it. So I'm also doing a talk tonight on Elevated Academy about sensuality and how it's very healing and all the healing properties of it and how to invite more of that into your life. So if you are feeling called to watch that, I'm going to have that. I'll post it on my personal page too. I might even just post it in the group too, because it does pertain to the water element. So if you have a chance, if you haven't already watched it, I know some of you have said that you were going to come to the event on Facebook. So if not, maybe check it out. Might be something that is helpful for you. But get ready to rock and roll on Monday. I'm excited. Okay, I'll stop. But lots of love, guys, and have fun with the reflection questions. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. And thank you, Sue, for the reminder about the recording. I pinky promise y'all that this one will be recorded. Big apologies from both me and Ricky for not being on top of the ball with Vacation Brain last time. But these next two will 100% be recorded for yourself to go back and take notes. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see y'all on Monday.